run. I just wanna run. I'm out here all alone. I try to call your house, can't reach you on the phone. I'll gather up the nerve, I'm packing up my bag. It's more than you deserve. Don't treat me like a drag. I'm feeling like I keep on talking. I'm repeating myself, my words lost all meaning. I keep talking, I repeat myself. I just wanna run, hide it away, run because they're chasing me down.
Oh yeah, ladies and gentlemen, it's that time of the week. Races and events. This one's presented by Crossman.org. We have so much to talk about. This is Mark on iSpeakForYou.net. You can follow us live on iSpeakForYou.net, of course, or you can follow us on Spreaker. The users, iSpeakForYou. It's a free app on your smartphone or computer. Download it. The call, of course, is iSpeakForYou. You can chat with us live. The text-in number is 210-374-0147. This is Mark again on iSpeakForYou.net, and we'll be right back. Chasing me down. I just wanna run, throw it away, run before the finding me out, out. I just wanna run, hide it away, run because they're chasing me down. I just wanna run, throw it away, run before they're finding me out. I just wanna run. I just wanna run. I just wanna run. Thursdays, Races and Events is presented by eDragonTees.com, the premier company for your t-shirts, your banners, hats, flyers, embroidery, wear designs, and
Moving forward, using all my breath.
that's eDragon.
Making love to you was never second best.
Were you aware? Texas has a law that commercial vehicles, when passing a road user such as a cyclist, runner, or walker, must obey a 6 feet distance between said vehicle and the road user. Texas also has a law that all vehicles, when passing a road user, must obey a 3 feet distance. Can you see me now? 3 feet, 6 feet. It's the law.
Oh yeah, how fast can you run 1 mile? The second annual Crossman 1 Mile coming up June 14th in San Antonio, Texas. Find out more information at crossman.org and of course iSpeakForYou.net. So how fast can you run 1 mile? This is Mark. We are live deep in the iSpeakForYou.net studios. I'd like to welcome everybody who's listening. And those who aren't, you can listen later. Of course, this is taped. And again, we're live, so anything can happen during the live show. And as let you know, of course, that was a commercial for the Crossman second annual 1 mile. I'm so excited because we got some of the super fast folks coming, such as Jonathan Kibbett of Kenya. Charitable young man, entrepreneur, one of the fastest young men you will ever meet in your life. And I'll just tell you, as a rock and roll marathon announcer, I get to see a lot of these fast guys. And I was at Rock and Roll Dallas in March, and I asked the winner, but of course it was the day before. We didn't know he was going to win. We had a guess he was going to win. And I asked him, I said, so how fast are you going to run the half tomorrow? It's 13.1 miles. And he goes, Mark, I run 63 minutes. No faster, no more. I stop at 63 minutes, and that's exactly what he did. Knows their pacing, knows what's going on, and that's what Jonathan Kibbett is going to be doing this weekend in San Antonio for the Crossman second annual 1 mile run. How can you see it? How can you enjoy it? How can you come out and test how fast you can run the course on that Jonathan's going to be running? It's easy. Go to crossman.org. You can sign up today for $20. I know it's supposed to go up to 40, but you know what? We love y'all so much, and we want everybody to come out and enjoy this run. And your $20 gets you literally about $50 worth of goodies and everything. T-shirt, medals. If you win your age group, you get a ticket into the MMX, which is their Friday night performance, which is tomorrow night at 7 p.m. That's a $10 value on its own. So basically, you get for $20. You register today. You register tomorrow at Blossom, which I'll talk about in just a few more minutes, or you can register Saturday morning for $20. For that $20, I know a lot of folks like $20 for 1 mile, but listen, you get $10, you're going to get your entry in, you're going to get a t-shirt, and that's worth $10 is itself. The medals, easily worth that. The awards, easily worth that. The experience of knowing just how fast you can run a mile, priceless. It's one of those things. Because every time you run a race, and I've done it before, is people go, well, how fast did you, what was your mile time? Well, I did a 5K. I don't know what my mile time was. The average was blah, blah, blah. 10K, my average was blah, blah, blah. Marathon, same thing, blah, blah, blah. Well, this time, it is 1 mile straight out, flat and fast. Start on the track at Blossom Athletic Center. You're going to do a lap. You're going to go out of the compound. You're going to go to the right. You're going to head out to the soccer fields. You're going to take another right. It's all flat, folks. It's all pavement. Except for the track, of course. And then you're going to turn left. You're going to go into the soccer field. It's an out and back course. You're going to come out on the parking lot of the soccer field, come back on the road, come back the same way you did, finish up with a lap on the track, and then that is your mile. It is very, very fast. I run it. My mile time, of course, is probably about 15 minutes right now. I'm not as fast as I used to be when I was a younger kid, but it is going to be incredible. Again, Jonathan Kibbett, great young man of Kenya, has run a 2:11 marathon, a 63-minute half marathon, getting ready for his big. There's a lot of A races, and we've talked about that many times. What is an A race? An A race is something you've been training for, you're shooting for, and he's got Peachtree 10K that's coming up July 4th. It's one of the largest. I remember in the 80s when we ran it, there was 30-something thousand people when we ran it. Craig Virgin was multi-winner at that time when we went and ran it. And we're looking forward to seeing Jonathan, of course, in training right now. He's in Austin, Texas, going to come down, run the Crossman Mile on Saturday. And again, here's what's going on. So you can register online at crossman.org for $20. Or if you want to come out and see me and say, Mark, what is the course? I can point it out to you. You can walk the course tomorrow. Between 10 and 5 is pack and pick up at Blossom Athletic Center. And then at 7 o'clock is their performance. So you can come out, pick up your packet, and go enjoy a dinner. But again, got more information about that. Pack and pick up tomorrow, again, 10 to 5 at Blossom Athletic Center, right there at the track. Come by and see me. You won't be able to miss my pink tents. Come over and say, hey, Mark, I want to register, and I'll give you a special deal. And give you your T-shirt, give you your race number. It's chip-timed. It's computer chip-timed. You don't even need to worry about putting a chip on your ankle. You don't even worry about putting on a chip on your shoe because we've got disposable chips that are going to be taken care of. And again, And that's from 10 to 5 tomorrow, the pack and pick up. And you come out and talk to me, and because I'll be running that, and I'll be setting up the course and doing all that stuff. And you can actually see the course, walk the course, and know what you have to do on Saturday morning. But on tomorrow night, after the pack and pick up, at 7 p.m., the gates open at 6:30. At 7 p.m. will be the Crossman World-Class Drum Corps MMX, which is their performance before they go on the tour on Saturday afternoon. But they also have the Genesis Drum Corps coming in. They've got Guardians Drum Corps coming in. They're going to be performing as well before the Crossmen perform, and they're going to be doing drumline battles. So if you saw that movie Drumline, it's kind of like that, but it's more fun. The guys get into it. It's shenanigans, I say, and we look forward to that. That's tomorrow night. Gates open at 6:30, and then the performances start at 7 o'clock. So much going on, but if you're going to be hungry, hey, we've got 3 food trucks that are going to be out there. World-class food trucks are going to be feeding you tomorrow night for the Crossman MMX. So Saturday morning comes along, you're like, Mark, what am I doing? 1 mile flat out. Make sure you're warmed up because there are people who are going to be coming out here for money. $200 cash for the first male under 4 minutes and 30 seconds. $200 for the first female under 5 minutes. If you are UIL eligible, meaning if you go to school, high school, middle school, college, and you're not eligible for the cash will be donated to your school band on behalf of the Crossmen. $100 for the first Crossman member, $100 for the first female Crossman. Special awards to the overall male and female. Special overall awards to our first male and female Wounded Warriors, plus even more. There's so much going on. So again, there's just so much going on. You can go on to ispeakforyou.net, look at the Crossman second annual 1 mile logo, click on it. It'll take you to that page, all stuff going on. It says $20 till June 1, but that's actually $20 even on race day on Saturday morning. Again, Saturday, so tomorrow, 10 to 5, pack a pickup. Saturday, pack a pickup is going to be from 6:30 until 7:15. We got to close it down at 7:15 because we've got to get our staff have got to get ready because they're running as well. Not myself, but our staff that are working registration, they want to run the mile, and they're going to be there as well. So there's so much going on. You can find out what does your $20 give? Because a lot of folks are like, man, $20, I don't know, it's a mile. That $20 gets you $10 into the MMX on Friday night, see the Crossmen perform, and it gets you the run, but you get a $10 T-shirt plus goodies and all kinds of stuff. So you cannot beat that. So again, we're so tickled, and I'm going to open up this email because I need to read this young man's credentials. Because, we have Olympians that live here in San Antonio. We have super fast folks that live here in San Antonio. But it's one of those things like when you have someone as caliber as Jonathan Kibbett who's coming in, you've got to go, holy smokes, how good is that? So we're going to open up the email. We're going to get right back. And then, folks, we're going to talk about what's coming up. But, again, thanks for listening. If you have questions, if you want to chat with us, you can follow us on Spreaker. The user is I Speak For You. There's a little chat button right there. Or you can text us at 210-374-0140. And this is Mark again for ispeakforyou.net. And we'll be right back. Thursdays, Races and Events is presented by eDragonTees.com, the premier company for your t-shirts, your banners, hats, flyers, embroidery, web design, and yes, even your koozies for your beverages. Online at eDragonTees.com. That's eDragon, Tees.com.
Were you aware? Texas has a law that commercial vehicles, when passing a road user such as a cyclist, runner, or walker, must obey a 6 feet distance between said vehicle and the road user. Texas also has a law that all vehicles, when passing a road user, must obey a 3 feet distance. Can you see me now? 3 feet, 6 feet. It's the law.
Glimmer Gear, increase your visibility. Be seen by motorists up to a quarter mile away. LED-equipped, state-of-the-art sports apparel designed to offer you comfort and safety while you exercise, train, and explore the outdoors. Visit Glimmer Gear today. Enter the promo code ISpeakForYou and get 25% off. That's glimmergear.com or give them a call at 619-299-GEAR. Oh yeah, come on home. CyclingSwami.com. Professional bike fits, custom footbeds, group rides, events, custom cycling clothing by Passe. your Italian cycling outfitter from helmets and sunglasses by Solis. Get your SAG support for your next team or group ride and the world-famous Ask Swami. Look for a coach, look no further. Easy to find and even a greater friend to our cycling family. Come on home to cyclingswami.com. Oh, yeah. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We got so much going on. I got Coach Gary Bremer going to be calling in just a moment. Gary, how are you doing, my friend? Usually he's in the studio, but he's been traveling so much. So we're trying to get that schedule back in sync. But a little bit about Jonathan Kibbett, who's coming in from Kenya. He's 31 years old. He's 5'4", 104 pounds. He's from Eldama Ravine, Kenya, here in Austin for a few weeks to train for the Peachtree 10K, one of the largest runs in the country. $15,000 cash prizes for the winner, all the way down to $1,000 for 10th place. Again, with that kind of money, so many super fast 10K runners out there, world-class guys. And, of course, Ryan Hall, our Olympic marathoner, is going to be there as well. It's at Peachtree 10K in Atlanta. But again, Jonathan Kibbett is here in Texas getting ready for it. He's going to be coming running with us on Saturday morning. He's telling us that's the first time he's going to be able to chance to run 1 mile straight out, flat out for 1 mile. Now, if you can run 4:15 5-minute miles for 26 miles, but when you go 1 mile straight flat out, how fast can you go? Perfect chance to find out Saturday morning at Blossom. Again, go to crossman.org or ispeakforyou.net for more information. And you can as well register with me Friday at Blossom from 10 to 5. I'll have the packets there, all kinds of goodies, T-shirts there. I'll even show you the course. So Jonathan's predicting a 4:15 mile. He'll have to go very careful not to go out hard with just 3 weeks of Peachtree. We don't want to injure him. So his credentials: marathon, he's running 2:11:38. Half marathon, he's done a 63:14. 10K, 28:33. Recent races in 2013, Pittsburgh, he ran 2:17. In May, the Autism Speaks 5-miler, the 8K, he ran 24:38. So the man has got some speed. He's got some wheels. So Gary Bremer, our good coach, our good friend, is going to be calling us in and talking about all kinds of good things. So again, if you're looking for something for your child to do this summer, you got to get them off the couch. You've got to get them away from the TV, away from the video games. There's so much to do. Alamo Kids Sports has camps going on. Gary Bremer's calling in. He's going to be having some camps going on. The Alpha Warrior, we're going to talk about that. Sunscreen, summer nutrition, hydration, all much stuff going on. And there is Coach right there. The coach of all coaches, Gary Bremer, on the phone. How are you, sir?
I'm doing fine, Mark. How are you?
Good. I haven't seen you in so long. I know you still weigh about 120 pounds.
Maybe a little more than that.
All that traveling and everything?
Yeah, I've been. It was a busy spring. You know, I think there was about 7 weekends in a row that I was out of town. So we're back in town for a while now.
Yeah, that's how I feel. I'm like, man, I need these 2 weeks off. But once again, it's going to start up, especially with the fall coming in, and I know you're going to be doing some traveling as well. But you've got some big things coming up, because I've had folks talk to me about, kids, what can kids do in the summer to get themselves better? And I'm like, you know what? You've got to talk about anything. You're talking about Gary Bremer's summer camp. So what's going on with that?
Well, that when I saw you guys' topics, it's a great topic for the summer, because, parents are always looking for something for their kids to do throughout the summer to keep them active, keep them going, not just sitting around the house watching the tube. There's several little camps around the area for youth track and field, youth running. I have a 10-week summer cross country camp that's just ended our first week. We go Monday through Thursday, and we just ended our first week today. I have right now I have about 90 kids, all ages. I've got kids as young as 9 years old.
Oh wow!
I got about 3 or 4 that are under the age of 12. And I got a bunch of middle schoolers, a bunch of high schoolers, and even a handful of college kids that come back, and they've taken part in this camp the last 4 years, and they know to come on back out to the camp to the summer, and they'll get some good training in. So so that's what I got going on with my camp this summer.
Because it's so important because, kids are like, school's over. I don't need to wake up early. I can just wake up when I want. I can just, go in there and eat some ho-hos and pizza rolls and all that stuff. And before they realize that it's August and they're going, man, I didn't do anything this summer. I didn't work out or do nothing.
Exactly. Something I want to stress. If you want your child in a football camp, football coaching is completely different than other coaching. Running, when I'm coaching my runners of all ages, I don't think that I need to scream and yell at them to motivate them.
I love how you said that, Gary.
Because, I just want, if you want your kid in a football camp, where there needs to be some yelling in football. Kids need to pay attention to the coach just for safety reasons. I understand that, and there's a limit. But there's a little more yelling that's expected in a football camp. And the other thing that I just shake my head and I see some of these youth camps that are going on, these youth programs that are going on. This, if a kid steps out of line or does something wrong, then you need to correct that action. But you don't. If you're in a running camp, you don't make that kid go run as a punishment. I've never gotten that, and I see that so much. So the other thing I caution that if you want your kid yelled at and screamed at and told, Mark, there's some negative stuff going on in some of these camps out here, and I just don't like it. I want these kids to be happy, having a good time, doing, improving. Look, my kids have a great time. My kids have fun. My camp is a proven, winner. So the point I'm making is I'm not the best camp out there. I'm not saying that. It's that you can get a lot of stuff done without screaming and yelling at your kids. I have state champions every year. I've had a state champion out of my camp, so every year.
Yeah, and you've had kids qualify for the Texas Relays, which is huge.
Yes.
And you don't, and some people, I mean, we've been through the military. You and I are both veterans. Some people take well to getting yelled at, and some people are like, that's just not me. But if you do it the proper way and you do it the calm way and you instruct the child, they'll receive more than if they're getting screamed at. I mean, that's just across the board. So yeah. I applaud you, man, because you know what you're doing. You know what you're doing.
And Mark, I'll tell you, I'll come out and say it. At Brandeis High School, at the track, there's two groups out there right now, youth camps that are going on, youth programs that are going on. One is very, very supportive, nurturing, and encouraging the kids, high-fiving them, telling them how well they're doing. The kids do absolutely everything these coaches ask them. They perform well. And at the same time, the other end of the track, there's another camp going on where the coaches are screaming and yelling, run faster, no walking, don't drink any water right now, you're going to get cramps. It is absolutely mind-blowing, some of the stuff that I'm hearing out of this one camp, and the kids are not having fun. You can see it on their face. They are not liking being there at all.
I went through this with Shelby with gymnastics. I mean, she loved gymnastics and everything, went to a certain coach, hated it, did not want to even go into the building kind of thing. So are you seeing that with this group? Like they're going, the kids are going, man, I got to go run today?
The numbers are getting lower. The kids do not like being there. You can just tell. The coaching is absolutely atrocious. That's the other thing I would caution. If you're a parent and you're looking to put your kid in a program, you need to ask the qualifications of the coach and ask for references.
Hold on, Gary. We need to put that right back out because that is such a huge, huge thing. Don't think if someone's like read a book or read online, go, oh, I'm a coach. They can coach. So say that again so everybody can be sure they heard what you said.
Before you turn your child over to a coach, and I'm doing the air quotes with my fingers, coach, you need to ask that person what his or her qualifications are and ask for references.
So true. So true.
Plain and simple.
And you and I have talked about it before because we want to encourage our young runners, our young cyclists, or whatever it will be, young swimmers, whatever the sport is.
Right.
And if you have a coach that's screaming at them, like you've already said, the numbers are going down. They're going to be like, oh, I don't want to go back, or I don't want to do this. And then what happens? They fall out of the sport.
No, you're absolutely right. And Mark, there needs to be discipline in a program. The first thing I do on Monday morning when I sat down, I met these fresh faces, and they weren't all fresh. About 50 of my kids are returners, and about 30 or 40 are the kids that are first time in my camp. And the first thing I do is I run down my top 10 rules. There are rules to my camp. First one is be on time. Second one is the most important one, I think, and that is be respectful. And we're respectful to our coaches and we're respectful to each other. And we have all kinds of other rules and stuff that we follow. We don't do, we have how we run workouts and, who you listen to, doing the drills properly. And it works. And I think what I like is I look back at I'm connected with a bunch of my kids through social media, and I look at what their social media's posts are about right now in this week, and they've all been up from pictures from the camp and comments about going to the camp, and kids going, oh, I forgot about it, and kids are still signing up because they just forgot to sign up. The kids are talking about it. They like the camp. I'm proud of my camp. We've had good results, and I stand by my coaching ability. So
yeah, because not only you also have other coaches out there with you, and these folks are all American. They're qualified. They know what they're doing. They're not going to go out there and go, okay, you need to do 1 mile repeats until you're laying on the side of the track or on the side of the road or whatever. But they know what they're doing. They've been there, done that. They're not like, oh, I haven't ran in 20 years, so I'm just going to go ahead and do this.
Right. No, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. So, it's a good topic. What have the kids do during the summer. You want them to have fun. You want them to learn the skill properly, and you want them sticking with that sport for a while. And look, the child may do track this summer, soccer next summer, baseball this summer. Let them try all kinds of different sports. They don't need to specialize when they're 8 years old.
Yeah. Let me point this out, Gary, because I know you've seen it. I've seen it. I know there's folks out there who are listening who've seen this. I've been to races where parents are runners, or they've been runners in the past. They want their child to run, and they sit there and they run with their child, and they're screaming at them when the final 100 meters or 200 meters or whatever, saying faster, 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 and their kid is like throwing a lung out on the side of the road. And it's like, You know what? Stop yelling at your child. And I just hate that. As an announcer, I just want to wring their neck, going, calm down.
Right. No, you're absolutely right. We could go on and on about my thoughts on young kids running half marathons and marathons. That's a completely different subject. But I see it. I've had to part ways with parents because they wanted to belittle their high school athlete during the competition, and I just don't do that. Again, it's a whole different subject. You're absolutely right. These kids need to be having fun. Even in high school, there needs to be a little bit of fun. There's only a handful of kids in high school that are going to get scholarships. You handle them a little differently. But even the number one kid that went to the Texas Relays, and he's going to University of Texas on a scholarship. I don't think I ever raised my voice. Maybe the loudest thing I said is at the Texas Relays, like at the 200-meter line, I ran down on the edge of the stands and yelled, "Hey!" And I said his name. I said, "Your pace is fine," but I did it loudly so he could hear me. Right. I guess that's yelling at.
Yeah, but you're constructive criticism kind of thing. You know what I mean? Not like you're going slow. No. Come on, Tuballard or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yep. But you're absolutely right.
It's amazing. So you got this camp going on. Are you doing this anytime later on in the year, or how are you working this?
The camp is going to go through August 7th. And I shut down my, going out of town. I think I have three events that I'm doing during the camp. No, 2 events during the camp. And then we're planning some things, later on the summer. The runners out here, we're going to do some other different things. Have some folks coming from out of town. I was like an adult come visit camp. We're going to take care of some people coming out of Ohio in August. But yeah, just training, getting people get through the summer, and got some people getting ready for. Got 4 people running Grandma's Marathon next weekend, and then train for fall marathons. I just got off the line or just got done some emails with Rock and Roll. We're going to have some people run a Rock and Roll half marathon, and surprise, a couple people run Rock and Roll marathons this year from San Antonio. So.
Yeah, you and I are going to be talking more about that, my friend. But it's going to be incredible, and I know you're doing what you're doing. And we always talk about what A races are coming up. Folks plan on these A races. And like we have, and I don't know if you saw my post, but Jonathan Kibbett from Kenya is coming in for the Crossman Mile on Saturday. He's looking at running a 4:15 just for speed work because obviously he's a 28-minute 10K runner, but he's never done 1 mile flat out. Running Peachtree as one of his A races this year, here in a couple weeks, in 3 weeks actually. So he's like, I want to come run it and see just how fast I can do 1 mile, get on my speed work and stuff. Now that we know he's not this isn't an A race. We know if he goes, you know what, I'm just going to run a 4:30. I'm just going to run a 4:30 because Peachtree's a bigger pitcher. So
Right.
obviously you said you got folks running grandma's next weekend and stuff like that. How are your athletes adjusting to this heat and running in this stuff to get ready for their A races?
Well, you know, a lot of my runners do their races or their workouts earlier in the morning to escape the heat. And we've been very, very fortunate that it has not gotten hot yet here by San Antonio standards.
True.
We've only had a handful of very humid days, and one of them was this morning. This morning was pretty humid. But, you know, what I do with my athletes, you know, we have key workouts that we do, but I'm a big effort-based coach. You know, I give my athletes pace zones to stay into their different types of workouts, whether it's a speed workout, easy day, tempo workout, threshold, long run, whatever. But they also know they have the flexibility that if the weather's just really, really warm, we're going to back off. We're going to stay off of effort. If, for example, 7:30 pace for a tempo run feels like this today because it's 40 degrees and dry, well, that same feeling, so to speak, on a hot, 80 degrees and 90% humidity, tomorrow that same effort's going to be, 30, 40 seconds slower. You're still getting the physical benefits out of it, so to speak. So a lot of, we adjust for the heat and everything. The good thing is, my athletes that are doing this race coming up here in a week and a half or 9 days now, the hay's in the barn, so to speak. They're not gaining any fitness at all. They're just kind of going through the motions, keeping the body in tune.
Yeah, I know, because we know that how your tapering rule is and stuff like that for marathons and in the distance races. Now, we were talking about sunscreen and everything online the other day, or I think on yesterday. Now, your athletes, I know you're doing a lot of early morning running and stuff like that, but are you working on sunscreen, or do you have your athletes wear that?
Yeah, there's a lot of really good sports-oriented sunscreen that kind of allows the body to sweat. That's really important that you're protected from the sunlight, but the body that's not clogging up the sweat pores and kind of creating a layer, so to speak. Make sure that the sunscreen that you get it allows the body to sweat, and yet it still stays on the body while you're exercising. And there's some really, really good stuff out there. Hawaiian Tropic makes a really good sports sunscreen. Solar Sports used to carry that, and I love that stuff. But there's a bunch of them. They do really, really good good job with getting sunscreen for athletes who are going to be out there. And you just got to pay attention. You may have to apply a couple times during a workout or something.
Yeah, that's so important because you don't want, like I said, you want it to be protected, but you want your skin to breathe because you'll overheat if that stuff cakes up your pores.
Yeah.
Along with those lines, how are you telling your folks to hydrate? Because I know when you get out there, especially here, probably in a month, it's going to be 100 degrees when we walk outside at 7 o'clock in the morning. But how are you telling your athletes and everything to hydrate?
Yeah, it's funny you asked that. A lot of people don't know this, but I struggled in Boston this year with some hydration issues. Kind of tweaked my knee a little bit, and I didn't recover very well. And I got myself chronically dehydrated because I failed to follow my own advice, which is you gotta hydrate. There's a lot of really, really good. You not only do you have to hydrate with water. I mean, water is really important, but you got to replace electrolytes too. And I'm sponsored by Generation UCAN, and they're coming out with an electrolyte drink here. They put it they've released it a couple times at some races and sent some samples out. They make a really, really good one. Scratch Nutrition makes a hydration product. It's very low sugar, low calorie, but just replaces the carbohydrates. The electrolytes in the body. I do a 1-in-1. If I drink 32 ounces of water, I'm powering down 32 ounces of electrolyte replacement as well. And I'm one of those guys that keeps the sugar content a little bit low with my sports drink. So you got it. The rule of thumb is you want your pee to be slightly yellow. You don't want it dark yellow. You don't want it completely clear, and you want to be peeing a couple times during the day. You just got to stay hydrated.
So that's so important, and I think that's why Jonathan Kibbett from Kenya is actually in Austin to get acclimatized for the heat. However, Atlanta heat is a lot different, and you've run Peachtree, so you know the course, you know what's going on. So he's in Austin getting 3 weeks of training in to get that heat in and everything, because a lot of folks like, well, he's from Kenya should be used to it. But when you're an elite marathoner and you're traveling around the world, you're running into every kind of climate that there can be.
Yeah, right. And Peachtree, actually, he being here in Texas and doing some training in Texas to acclimate to the heat for Atlanta. It's perfect. I mean, I ran, like I said, I've run Peachtree, and it's never good weather. I think they had good weather once in the last 20 years, and the times are absolutely outstanding that year. They always went faster, but it is hot, and it's usually cloudless, and it's usually hot and humid, and it's brutal sometimes. But a great race, as I heard you. Kind of tick off the names that are going to be there. But acclimating in Texas that's a good choice on this young man's part.
So when are your folks getting ready for? Or you already said it, Rock and Roll San Antonio coming up December 8th. You got some folks running the half, some running the full. When do you really start preparing for that?
We do about 3 months out. 3 months out from the marathon is when we really start doing some real. A-race oriented stuff about 3 months out.
Yeah, but you've already got base miles in, so the base miles are set.
Oh yeah. If someone was to call me 3 months from a marathon and said, "Hey, I haven't run a step, and I want to run the marathon," I'm gonna talk him into the 8K. So.
That's amazing. So, Coach, I know how to get a hold of you, but how do people get a hold of you to pick your brain and say, "Hey, coach me. What do I need to do to get to where you are?"
Yeah, the easiest way is to drop a line to me on email. It's CoachGaryB@gmail.com. Again, CoachGaryB@gmail.com. I also have a website, GaryBrimmer.com, and that has all my contact information to include email, Twitter, Facebook, all that stuff. And I get, or you can Google Gary Brimmer, and there's how you contact me there. That pops up, too. I have no clue how they know who I am. I'm scared about that. But, yeah, you can find me.
It's amazing. Gary, I know you had some stuff you got to do today, and I appreciate you taking the time to call in, my friend.
All right, bro. Yeah, take care. We'll chat with you soon.
We'll see you. So, Coach Gary Brimmer, you can find him online again at GaryBrimmer.com. CoachGaryB@gmail.com is his email. And the man knows his stuff. He's ran for the Army. He's a veteran. Been running his whole life. Ran through high school, a whole 9 yards. So get a hold of him, GaryBrimmer.com, and all his information's on there. You find him on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all that fun stuff. And it's Mark from iSpeakForYou.net. If you'd like to call in, the number's 210-374-0140. Michael Boker, if you're listening, call in, man. I want to pick your brain, and we'll be right back. Again, thanks for listening to iSpeakForYou.net. Glimmer Gear, increase your visibility. Be seen by motorists up to a quarter mile away. LED-equipped, state-of-the-art sports apparel designed to offer you comfort and safety while you exercise, train, and explore the outdoors. Visit Glimmer Gear today. Enter the promo code ISpeakForYou and get 25% off. That's glimmergear.com or give them a call at 619-299-GEAR. Thursdays, Races and Events is presented by eDragonTees.com, the premier company for your t-shirts, your banners, hats, flyers, embroidery, web design, and yes, even your koozies for your beverages. Online at eDragonTees.com. That's eDragonTees.com.
Were you aware? Texas has a law that commercial vehicles, when passing a road user such as a cyclist, runner, or walker, must obey a 6 feet distance between said vehicle and the road user. Texas also has a law that all vehicles, when passing a road user, must obey a 3 feet distance. Can you see me now? 3 feet, 6 feet. It's the law.
You are enjoying I Speak For You radio and event announcing services. Follow us on Twitter at I Speak For You and like us on Facebook at iSpeakForYou.net.
Again, we'd like to thank Coach Gary Brimmer for calling in. That's GaryBrimmer.com is his website. His email, CoachGaryB@gmail.com. Email him, find out what you can do, what you can, how you can get faster. I know when I'm about to start training for my 223-mile run, I was going to do that last year, got injured. The doctor just cleared me, so I'll be doing that again. Coach Gary Brimmer is my coach. He will get me to that finish line. 223 miles. I'll be doing it later on this year, beginning of next year. So we want to congratulate one of the young ladies from the Alpha Warrior. You can find out more information about this incredible program, thealphawarrior.com. That's the usual THE. ALPHA warrior.com. She was the only female, or has been the only female, to make it up the warp wall of American Ninja Warrior. Of course, representing the Alpha Warrior, her playground is, again, something that's even harder than American Ninja Warrior. I've seen the establishments, I've seen the structures, and the Alpha Warrior is unbelievable. So congratulations to that young lady from the Alpha Warrior for being the only lady to get up the warp wall for American Ninja. That is so impressive. Again, we talked about things to do for the camps. As Coach Gary Brimmer was talking about, get them out there doing anything. If they've never played soccer before, try a soccer camp. If they've never cycled before, get a hold of Cycling Swami, Michael Boker, and see what you can do about that. If they've never run before, the plenty of running stores have running programs and camps going on right now throughout the summer. Get them running, get them moving. Do not let your kids lay around on the couch and watch Minecraft all day long like mine do. I'm just saying. But again, we have so much to talk about, so much going on. I'm going to get Michael Boker in on the radio, and we'll be right back.
You are enjoying I Speak For You radio and event announcing services. Follow us on Twitter at I Speak For You and like us on Facebook at ispeakforyou.net.
Thursdays, Races and Events is presented by eDragonTees.com, the premier company for your t-shirts, your banners, hats, flyers, embroidery, web design, and yes, even your koozies for your beverages. Online at eDragonTees.com. That's eDragon, TEES.com.
Were you aware? Texas has a law that commercial vehicles, when passing a road user such as a cyclist, runner, or walker, must obey a 6 feet distance between said vehicle and the road user. Texas also has a law that all vehicles, when passing a road user, must obey a 3 feet distance. Can you see me now? 3 feet, 6 feet. It's the law.
Oh man. The messages going back and forth that I'm getting right now. There are some folks coming to play Saturday during the Crossman second annual 1 mile run. I'm looking forward to it. We have about 200 people registered right now. Again, first male under 430. First male under 430. You can hear them in the background, actually. First male under 430 is going to be $200. First female under 5 minutes is going to get $200. So much award, so much stuff going on. Of course, you can find out more information at ispeakforyou.net. Hit that Crossman 1 mile run little tag up there, or click on the logo about middle of the page, and that'll take you to all the information you need. And of course, you can follow everything on ispeakforyou.net and get so much. We're looking forward to it. I'm waiting for another one of our great friends calling us in, Michael Boker, going to call in and talk about cycling, and we'll be right back. But yeah, so we're waiting for Michael to call in again. Crossman World Class Drum Corps, the fastest mile in Texas. This Saturday morning at Blossom Athletic Center. Age groups will be starting off at 7:30. You can pack a pickup Friday, tomorrow from 10 to 5 at Blossom. And then 6:30 to 7:15 on Saturday morning is pack a pickup. Pick up your numbers. This is timed event with disposable chips. So you don't have to worry about that foot chip or the ankle chip or anything like that. Again, pack a pickup tomorrow, 10 to 5 at Blossom. Saturday morning, 6:30 to 7:15 in the morning. Age groups starting off at 7:30. And then the elites going at 8 o'clock. The elites, including our good friend Jonathan Kibbett from Kenya, going to be running. So he's going to run about a 4:15 to 4:25. Never run a mile straight flat out before. He's a 10K marathoner guy. So it's going to be interesting to see just how fast Jonathan can run 1 mile flat out. I'd like to thank Alec Adalpe from Super Squadra, presented by Bicycle Sports Shop, as our lead cyclist. Again, Alec, one of the fastest cyclists on the planet, is going to be our lead bicycle rider. Pro racer from San Antonio, actually graduated Churchill High School, but he's going to be out there. He's going to be as our lead vehicle on Saturday morning. And so we got so much going on, folks. We're actually I think we're going to cut this show short unless I get Michael to call in, but it looks like Michael's probably busy right now. And we appreciate everybody. I was reading an email. Oh, yeah, someone spam. Love spam. But again, folks, this is Mark from iSpeakForYou.net. We are your announcing. We are your radio. We are your marketing needs. As you heard, we got commercials that we can make. We got ladies' voices. We got kids' voices. We got whatever you want to make a commercial for your product, for your race, for your event, for your store, for whatever you have, your bar mitzvah, shenanigans, whatever you like. We can do the commercials for you. It's a Wonderful Life that you hear in the background. That's one of our mixes that we did. We'd like to thank everybody again for listening. So we're going to close it down because we got things we need to do. Get ready for the Crossman second annual 1 mile on Saturday morning. And again, if you're a bike racing fan, check out Bike World Racing because they're putting on the Texas A&M San Antonio bike races on Saturday morning. For more information, go to Bike World Racing online, Google it, go on Facebook, look at TexBra, that's txbra.org. Find out what you can do about bike racing, and it's on the best course in Texas. I'll tell you that right now. Texas A&M San Antonio bike races on Saturday, presented by Bike World Racing. Again, find out more information. Go on Facebook, Google it. I'd like to thank you for listening. And we'll see you this weekend at the races. This is Mark with iSpeakForYou.net. Thursdays, Races and Events is presented by eDragonTees.com, the premier company for your t-shirts, your banners, hats, flyers, embroidery, web design, and yes, even your koozies for your beverages. Online at eDragonTees.com. That's eDragonTees.com.
Were you aware? Texas has a law that commercial vehicles, when passing a road user such as a cyclist, runner, or walker, must obey a 6 feet distance between said vehicle and the road user. Texas also has a law that all vehicles, when passing a road user, must obey a 3 feet distance. Can you see me now? 3 feet, 6 feet. It's the law.